Hello, my debauched children of the night. Welcome back to my Vampire Counts campaign. Grey Ghost here, and this is episode 7? Yeah, episode 7. Last time we fully invaded Hockland, as you can see. We have a lot of sieges going on. Ostland fell, their ruling family finally dissolved. Nordland's just kind of sitting up north like, oh my god, what's happening? Hasn't really done anything yet. They're pretty much just letting me run over them. Pretty sure they would be fine with my rule if only I could send a diplomat over there to convince them that I don't want to kill them. And at this point, that would probably be my thing. Like, I don't necessarily want to kill them. I just want, like, I already have the Empire. I'm fine with it. But I'd probably have to take them out anyway. Just to be thorough. Meanwhile, yeah, this army here doesn't stand a hope in hell of actually fighting off 3 giant spiders. So, there's that. And Aldorf is... You know what, we'll call Aldorf fully retrained, because it technically is. And then we'll move them out of the city. Same with these guys. These guys are pretty much ready to go. These guys, not so much. Check on Marion, or not Marienburg, Middenheim. Though we need to go check on Middenheim. I mean Marienburg, shit. Okay, so they have a couple turns yet. Meanwhile, down here, these guys are good to go. Alright, time to send them into Stalia. Just keep building that skeleton horde. At least here, where it's cheap. Well, I mean, skeletons are cheap everywhere, but skeleton armies by themselves are cheap, and I can build a lot of them, so I'm going to. These two gonna move up to Middenheim. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. The city of Mordheim seems to be quiet, at least. God, I don't even think about how many merchants I can build. I haven't placed merchants and I don't even know how many turns. I'm not about to start. I don't need the income right now, so I'm just not gonna deal with it. Dieterschafen. I was so wrong. Oh god. They took... Are you... Numas, I think Kemri is over here. We'll go see if the orcs took Kemri. I'm thinking they did. I wonder what this guy is fighting. Four giant spiders? It doesn't matter what he's fighting, he's gonna take it. Jeez. Orcs are cheaters, straight up. I'm calling it. Orcs just cheat. Okay. Let us see what the next turn holds. My sinuses are crazy today. Alright. We'll just go ahead and fight this out. I always say that I need to do this to mitigate losses, but I'm not entirely sure that it ever works. The auto-resolve is decent, at least, with all these units. Okay, what do we have to work with here? Got a hex wraiths. That's always a good thing, right? Graveguard. Always down for some Graveguard action. Okay, here's the plan. We're gonna run right at them. That is the plan. We're going to run right at them, pin them against the wall, and just kind of chop them up into little pieces. I know what you're thinking. That is a very straightforward plan, and it is. And that's why I like it. As they come out of the wall, or out of the gate, I mean, hopefully we can just... Oh wow, look at those guys. Knights of the Blazing Sun. Wonder why that is. It's not like the Knights of the Blazing Sun model is not there. Maybe it's just like a wrong file path or something. Is it Ballista? Actually, I think that's just arrows. Well, Hex Wraiths have fantastic armor piercing. So, this will be fairly easy, I think. I got the skeletons out front. Easy enough. And then we'll get all these dudes into the proper stances. And we'll get them moving. That's what I like to see. Just an ungrouped, or an unformed group of infantry, just in a big old clump. It's very easy to take advantage of that. To be honest, it's not like it would be difficult. I mean, we have a huge numbers advantage, but what I want to do is get them all to rout at the same time. That way we can just end this fight without actually having to fight. Oh, look at all the glitch swords in the air. There we go. 58 guys. That's very decent. That is exactly what I wanted to do. Yeah, why not? Okay, well, all the sieging's happening. All the sieging's happening. It's time to move another army into Middenheim. Because they are... We'll retrain who we can while we can. And naturally I want to keep these 3 stacks together as they move north. Alrighty. I think that about does it. Yep, as you can see on the map, Sylvania is now entirely encircled. Okay, gonna try this one more again. For some reason my campaign is crashing quite a bit. I haven't really had this many crashes in quite a while. I've crashed maybe 3 or 4 times just in the last 14 minutes of gameplay. I am over 100 turns and, well, there's a lot of craziness going on in the field, so I wouldn't say it's, you know, odd. Makes sense to me, at least. But, yeah, hopefully we can get a little further than we have been. Decrepit I am not. I'm going to continue moving into Astalia. Fuck, we can't build anything here. Why can't I retrain? What can I possibly have to retrain them with? Add a blacksmith. Alright, my blood dragons are gonna hold down Skaven Blight for the moment at least. Can they build? I can't build shit there. We'll have these guys come and garrison it. And then we'll pull out and just continue into Astalia. Meanwhile, how the hell did they do that? Every time I tried to attack that Dwarven Karak, I always... like, I just can't. I don't know why, but... like, I can never get to it on the map. That always makes me nervous. Just a whole... shitload of orcs just kind of chilling outside my base. Not even really my base. base. That's kind of their own terminology. Outside of my city, my castle. I wonder what things look like up north. If Kislev is getting... Oh wow, Nordland's pretty far north. If Nordland conquered Norsca, that would be a cool way for this campaign to go. I doubt it, but, you know, it'd be cool. Me too, man, but it's mainly just Dr. Pepper. I like Dr. Pepper. Not really a blood guy. I don't know. Never been my thing. Alright. Kudenwald. I will definitely be sending them to retrain. And everybody from Minstag. They're gonna get the retraining treatment as well. When the time comes. Which it totally hasn't yet. Maybe I can mitigate the crashing by just saving a whole lot. That's my plan right now. When in doubt, save more. That is what I've learned from all my years of playing Total War. Just save a whole lot. Why can't I keep retraining these guys? I don't even know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. I'm just kind of doing it. Okie dokie. Bleh. Alright, let's see what goes on here. Count Godwin and his tiny army. Oh really? Oh, alright. Stalia actually has a little fight then. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty stoked for Total War Warhammer. Mainly because I love playing the vampire counts, and the vampire counts look very unique. Very fun to play. I really cannot wait to try them out. Hopefully I can actually afford it when it comes out, and give y'all some gameplay of it. because I'm going to be playing a lot of it. That is for certain. And hopefully all the replay nonsense isn't there. I didn't really notice it with Attila. I read online that some people had that problem, but I never did. So hopefully that means it's well sorted. And we will never have to deal with replays doing weird stuff again. Oh, hey, I can make it all cinematic and shit for you. Like, I try to do my best with... I mean, look at me, I'm swooping all in. Like a drone camera. Watch-ha, watch-ha. Yeah, I try and do my best with what I got, but... it's not like the engine really allows for much in that sense. No, god damn it, fucking skirmish mode. Oh, come on. Chasing them down all the way the hell out there. Stallion hombres. Oh shit, I'm getting gunned down. Hide my general behind these skeletons. Over here on the left flank. Good stuff. Very good stuff. Try breaking through a little bit. These hombres put up a good fight. Really? 2 units still fighting? That's kind of ridiculous. They're doing pretty damn good, not gonna lie. They kind of ate through my grave guard. That's surprising, to say the least. And here we have a bunch of grave guard facing the complete wrong way. That's always good. I always appreciate that. But we seem to be collapsing the line, so we should be alright. Should be, anyway. Even got a bit of a breakout happening. Oh, come on. Come on. Alright, good. Come on, get a volley into him. That would be perfect. Just one night. That's fine. Wow, Astalia does not mess around. took my whole damn army, pretty much. Wow. Good on you, Astalia. That was a damn good fight.
There is not the strength in this world to defeat me. My thirst will be quenched.
Eusebius Ferenc. My Chaos campaign has a Eusebius in it.
Overwhelms me. I am but moments from victory.
Excellent. Actually, no, not excellent. I thought this place had a graveyard. Stalia should be easy pickings from this point. And honestly, it was always going to be easy pickings.
Ancient I am, but decrepit I am not. I long here. I will wait here a while to digest.
I'm actually just now coming back to this after a couple days. I kind of stopped and played the Tomb Kings for a few hours and got the footage that has now been posted. So forgive me if I'm a little lost compared to the previous. I think I had maybe 37 minutes before this. Every time I get into this campaign, I just shit myself a little bit by how many orcs there are. One thing we need to find out, though, is exactly how well Chaos is doing, because Kislev seems to be doing just fine. And there is Undivided. That's rather interesting. Chaos Undivided is here, which means it probably has all of Norsca. And if not all of Norsca, there are probably several provinces that are split between the Chaos powers and Undivided. The fact that Kislev holds Kislev still and the fact that it holds Balgasgrad, and it probably holds Dushika up there. Maybe even Prague. I don't know. We'll see here in a few turns. But Kislev seems to be doing pretty decently. I suppose that Nordland moved north and is actually helping Kislev hold the front. That's actually pretty cool. Here we have all of our units in need of retraining. Full stacks. God, they're gonna be effective. I mean, really? We have enough. I mean, look at that. That is That is a ludicrous amount of stacks. We could probably move on them right now if we really wanted to. I do not doubt that. There's still quite a bit of Empire troops in Nordland from what I've seen. Mainly just garrisons. Even then, it's a very small portion. I'm tempted, to be completely honest, to call this the final episode. Unless you guys want to see more of the vampire counts marching. Because ever since Bretonnia, it's been easy mode, to be completely honest. Bretonian AI really just wanted to field peasant militias, and they didn't want to utilize their knights very well, so every single battle that I got into, it was just a matter of making them flee, which is incredibly easy, considering the fact that all my units, or the majority of my units, cause terror. So Bretonnia fell very quickly. And ever since then, I've had more than enough money to just roll over the Empire. It was actually quite advantageous. Alright, let me give you the breakdown of the Vampire Counts campaign to this point. We began in Musenland. Here, Musenland is the only city we controlled in Bretonnia. As you can see, that is no longer the case. We are turn 115 right now. We have conquered, let me see what we did. All the way over here in Sylvania, what we did was just create stacks upon stacks of very cheap units. And then we would garrison them inside of forts. Now, when we did this, we divvied up family members, recruited generals, all that kind of stuff, to make sure every single stack had a general. That way, whenever the war with the Empire started, we could just empty Sylvania into Averland, Stirland, all that kind of stuff. Well, by the time we completely conquered Bretonnia, the Oryx had invaded Weissenland and completely taken it, this whole region here to the south of Altdorf. They'd actually taken Altdorf, but Telebeckland had taken it back, so we took Altdorf from them. Basically, the Empire's back had been broken by the greenskins, so us walking in was relatively easy. As you can see by the map, there's still quite a bit of the Empire. This basically the southeastern portion of the Empire that is completely controlled by the greenskins. As soon as we captured Bretonnia, we moved in on Reichland, and they didn't even have Altdorf. They had these border settlements along the mountains of Bretonnia. They were easy picking. You can see all of these battles on my channel in the playlist that I have for Vampire Counts campaign battles. A couple of very good battles. There's one fight in particular that is several stacks versus I think it's like 5 versus 7 stacks. It's thousands of troops. The whole field is just full of units. One of the more hectic fights that has taken place in this campaign so far. Alright, so we have Skavenblight garrisoned. Zergos. That's interesting. Bretonnian Bretonnian militia. That's strange. Let's see here. Even more Estalian units. we'll leave the Empire troops there, and we'll use these guys to reinforce the assault. That way they're not the only ones attacking. And we'll wait on the Blood Dragons to go after Zaragos. At this point, I really want to point you guys to Admiral Thrawn's page, if I haven't already done that this video. Because the College of Magic stuff just looks amazing. And really, just go to the TotalWarCenter.net forum. Go to the Kingdoms forum directory, scroll down to mods and all that, and find Call of Warhammer, and then from there go to the submods. It's a little, it takes a little digging to get to, but just the work that is coming out of the pipeline for the Ogre Kingdoms looks absolutely incredible. I cannot wait to get a hold of the Ogre Kingdoms for a playthrough. They just look incredible. And Admiral Thrawn is showing off the College of Magic, so all of the magic stuff that gets to get thrown around at the ogres and the undead and all the greenskins, it's going to be incredible. Until then we have this to deal with. This large contingent of undead. This is what's going to get unleashed on Nordland. That's just how it's gonna go. Yeah, there's no reason not to. We'll follow the borders of Nordland all the way north into undivided territory. We'll try and get a little more of an idea of what they have here. Ooh, Slaanesh gonna punish me. That's not a good thing. What am I talking about? They have Prague. Holy shit. I did not expect that at all. I wonder how far Kislev has gotten. That's kind of insane. I would have figured 100 turns in, Kislev been dead already. But you are correct, sir. It seems that Kislev is Cadia in this particular equation. And Chaos Undivided just cannot find a way in. This is Abaddon's 9 billionth crusade. God, Abaddon's a failure. I just gotta say that right now. Like, how many times do you have to fail for the Chaos Gods to pick a new champion? Like, isn't it like the 15th, maybe even the 18th Black Crusade in 40k? Something like that. Some ridiculous number of crusades. I'm almost positive this is going to come down to me and the greenskins, and to be honest, I don't want to have to deal with that. Looking at the map now, I don't expect anything good. In the tide of blood. Alright, this guy. Get pushed back. All that Bretonnian shit. We'll just wait for the blood dragons, like I said. One turn here. Just random mercenaries and gores. Nothing crazy. Again, nothing crazy. Built up a lot of state troops here. Royal Armory. Already. We'll try and build... I think Aquitaine could build... Yeah, we'll build a general here. And because there are so many state troops here already... How many? 6... 5... Almost 6. We'll try and even out this army a little bit. Add some cavalry. And have just a big old state army. And send it out. Here's this castle. We'll add some blood dragons and some grail knights as well as the bodyguard to lead them. Now we'll just take this whole garrison and we'll send them somewhere. I don't even know yet. Priests. Necromancy. Well, I really think that we can just go ahead and invade. I mean, what's stopping us at this point? I really don't think that anything within Nordland can halt us. I mean, we don't have any siege equipment, so we have to siege them down. But, I mean, that's not really a concern. 2 turns, 1 turn, 2 turns. So in the matter of 2 turns, we're going to have everything. We're going to get these guys over here, get them to Middenheim next turn, retrain them. I think that's Fritz. Yeah, Fritz von Karstein. We'll use him to be the spearhead. Get him in the field. Alright, we're going to follow this road. Oh. Apparently this place is rebel-controlled. Which means Kislev just lost territory to Chaos Undivided. And then Nordland came in and took it. I wonder... Oh, this guy is bold as hell. Which means Chaos Undivided actually got beaten back by Nordland. It's interesting. Meanwhile, I'm going to maneuver these guys to the border. Because, holy crap, we have so many units. Quite the superiority complex. Merely sustenance. Not mere mortals. They want you to really remember that. Okay. So Hochland falls in 2 turns. The remnants of Ostland fall in 2 turns. And from there, we'll round up as many of these units as we can. Probably one of the stacks is going to be divvied up between the garrison of all 4 settlements. 5 units apiece, probably. And then we're just going to move north. Into Nordland. We're going to avoid Kislev for right now. We're going to leave Kislev. Well, even then, we don't have a border with Kislev, so Slovenia is kind of hemmed in right now, so we're probably just going to leave them there for now. I wish we had a way of communicating or deceiving the orcs in a way that benefits us. But as it stands, it's just not going to do. Prince Georg? I don't know what that is, but you can go to hell. Sack. Get sacked. You can also get sacked, sir. I don't need to fight these battles, because I've planned well. And I have a lot of blood dragons, so yeah. Probably gonna have to fight this one, though. Just for the sake of casualties. 1900. Undead versus undead. Couple undead. Cursed Company of Richter Kruger. I don't suspect any real hardship, considering Perazos. There's a lot of triple silver units, but we have quite a few zombies and just a really solid core of Hexwraith cavalry and Black Grails. So I don't think this will be too big of a deal. I really should have saved. Alright, so if you're familiar with the way I play, what we're gonna do is rush the gate, because that is my favorite tactic in these kinds of situations. And because we have a lot of hex wraiths and a lot of generally just a lot of high tier cavalry, we're going to do just that. We're going to crowd all of the zombies around, and in preparation of them exiting, we'll hold them down just long enough for our zombies to get there, and then we'll pull the cavalry away. Got the halberdiers out of spear wall. Get them running. Engage those centaurs as quickly as we can. What a random army. Beastmen, mercenary units. It's quite a strange thing, really. Alright, we'll get the Grail Knights on either flank. God, the crowd of Hexwraiths is just too good at what they do. are you going to capture the settlement at this rate? There goes the general. That was just too easy. Cursed Company of Richter Kruger. Just a random hodgepodge of undead units. Empire units, Chaos units, elves. Just every undead that you could possibly think of. I don't think they flee, but neither do I. I don't need them to flee, really. The quality of my units should win me this. It's really just a matter of how quickly I can win this. There's some dark elf skeletons. Never really seen those. And there's my zombies. Slowly marching forward. Out of all the factions of Warhammer Total War coming up, the vampire counts are easily the ones I'm most excited for. I love the playstyle. And all of the gameplay footage that I've seen so far is just really good looking. I love the way they look. I love all the animations, all the character models. They look incredible. I've played Shogun, Total War, Medieval Total War, Rome Total War, all of their sequels. I believe Total War was the first PC game that I ever played. And to see, and even then, like, by the time I was playing Shogun Total War in grade school, I was also saving up money to buy orcs in the fantasy tabletop game. So to see those things combine in a way that I get to enjoy on PC, I'm beside myself with excitement, despite what I may say in other gameplays, just how critical I may be of the direction that the game has gone, and just little nitpicky things like that. I am genuinely excited to play the game. Oh, look at that vampire right there. He's got blood all over his face. That's cool. Just doing work. Fighting these mercenaries. Just one of these Empire guys convincing themselves that all the dead and all the craziness that marches behind them is for the betterment of the Empire. I mean, imagine what you would have to tell yourself to believe that. And it's not like they're bad rulers. The vampire counts the midnight aristocracy for the ones that actually serve them properly. They are the better rulers. I've seen several quotes that say that the taxes are always lower, the justice is more swift and better defined under the vampire counts. The people are more prosperous as long as they serve the vampire counts. It's just, you have to deal with this. You have to deal with swift justice if you're actually against them in any capacity. You have to deal with armies of the dead rising up to fulfill their will. And yeah, you know, that's pretty shitty. But, I mean, how shitty is it really? Some would call it a small price to pay. But those people wouldn't be worshippers of Sigmar. I assume. I could be very wrong about that. That's one thing that I think this mod will always be better at, rather than the genuine official Total War game, is making your own stories. Like, this is just a... There's a big conversation that was on my Battle of Blackfire Pass video, where I don't even remember what I said. I just said something in relation to Total War Warhammer, and somebody got upset, and they had to comment about it, and we ended up talking about all the pros and cons of Warhammer Total War releasing soon. And honestly, I'm going to play the ever-living shit out of both of them. Out of this mod and Warhammer Total War. Because it's a spectacle. Warhammer Total War is going to be truly one of the best spectacles on PC. As far as the actual gameplay potential, I feel like this has more, but that's still just an opinion. I like the idea of having a sandbox where I can craft stories for my own characters. Like, this dude here. I don't know his name at this point, because, I mean, this is one of the first combat actions that he's had. But people like Fritz von Karstein or Philippe von Karstein, they have had long campaigns, and they've grown as characters within the bounds of this campaign. That's one thing that I feel like Total War lost with, actually Shogun, in Shogun 2. The whole idea of characters having pools that you can create. Yeah, 140 guys. Definitely a good count. But Shogun having, Shogun 2, I should say, being where they introduce skill points for generals, where you're able to just divvy them out how you see fit. That was a bad idea, I feel. I love the idea of generals naturally growing based on the environment that they're present in. For instance, I remember in Rome, in the first Rome, having a general who was the family fuck-up. He had horrible stats. He was gluttonous, he was extravagant, horrible with money, ignorant, just all kinds of terrible, terrible things. And when the situation was desperate, and no other family member was around, you gave him command of the army, and he proved himself in combat, or he didn't. But either way, like, even then, he had morale penalties, he had terrible things to overcome in the field. But if you overcame them several times, if you overcame them, and when the course of a campaign grew a character through the trials of experience, that character became something great, and that added to the overall narrative of your campaign. Not only were you the story of an empire rising and thriving, you were the story of individual characters learning how to thrive with the Empire. It wasn't just, oh, well, I need a combat hero, so I'm going to put all my points into combat. So there you go. I have a guy who's really great in combat. That's lame. I'm sorry, but that's just fucking lame. There's nothing there's nothing to build on from there. There's nothing inspiring about that in the context of a campaign, in a long-term narrative. It's just not interesting at all. All of these characters right here, every single one of these guys here. There's Fritz. Actually, Fritz needs to go to Middenheim. Every single one of these characters, the majority of these characters, have been on the campaign trail from the beginning. So if you could see, for instance, Fritz. Fritz was one of my first... He's a von Karstein. He's one of the oldest family members. He is one of the best family members. Expert necromancer, great commander, bloodthirsty, good with cavalry, vampire, night fighter, scarred, brave, merciless mauler. That's kind of cool. This man is not beneath mutilating a fallen foe. Poor with taxes, fiscally challenged, befuddled by machines. Merciless conqueror, promising defender, can tell a tale, feels honored, refined taste, looter, wall taker, and talented killer. All of those things he earned. Actually, can tell a tale, befuddled by machines. I don't really know how do you get that. Most of those things he earned, but the fact that he has some, like, poor with taxes, fiscally challenged, that whole thing, like, I like the fact that there are negatives. I don't know, just Shogun 2, just all of the generals that I ever had in Shogun, and I've had a lot of campaigns in Shogun 2. Like, I've really only created this channel so that I can talk about this mod because I love this mod, and I want to see it succeed, so I want as many people as possible to see it and know about it, just so that the mod team continues making it, so I have something to play. But in all reality, Shogun 2 has some of the weakest personalities and characters that I've ever played, and Rome 2 kind of suffered from the same thing. Like, you could specialize them more if you modded your game, but still, you were picking the traits. You were writing page for page the story of all these individual characters, rather than actually having all of these characters grow up in the same campaign. It just felt cheap. I miss those days. I miss the stories that I would build in my head for the agents that I would recruit for Medieval 2. All the assassin and spy teams. I would have one spy act as a spotter, and an assassin just kind of combing the area, killing whoever he could come across. Okay, this will be random as fuck, I think. A lot of Bretonnian units, I don't understand that. And they can night battle. Excellent. Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and blood dragon the shit out of these dudes. But yeah, I just wish it was like it was in the old days. Is my point. I don't even know why I got on the point. Okie dokie. Bretonnian and Estalian units. Here we have our massive group. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make a solid line of blood dragons. just a solid brick. These guys over here, we're gonna keep them next to the general because they're kind of a low count. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. Here we have just a load of Bretonnian infantry. This is the saddest Bretonnian army I've ever seen. Not a hint of cavalry anywhere. Like I said earlier, if you're interested to see how the Vampire Counts battles went in the early campaign before I started actually doing campaign Let's Plays, on my channel, check out the playlist for Vampire Counts campaign battles. I recorded all the battles, well, the majority of the battles. Actually, I think I recorded all of them, and put them up there. Like, I have the way that you can tell if a battle is a custom battle on my channel is if it says faction versus faction. If it says faction versus random made-up title, then chances are it's campaign battle. I do the majority of my battles in the campaign. Alright, well, I'm just gonna move them forward here, get them engaged. Kind of keep my cavalry back for now. Oh god, I forgot how epic that shit is. Just how pants-shittingly badass is that? Can you imagine? Like, if you knew what blood dragons were, most Empire troops, I imagine, have no idea what a blood dragon actually means. But, especially Bretonnian troops, given that they're peasants and probably wildly illiterate. But just that armor, those big swords, oh god, that's horrible. I don't doubt that I could probably charge through most of these guys right now. And here we have the Estalian mercenaries moving to defend them. And the Silver Surfer unit. I don't know, Knights of the Lion, maybe? Maybe some more of these guys, I have no idea. Peasant bowmen. Yeah, that's the response to being shot at by arrows. You will suffer blah 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 blah. You will suffer my wrath, I think they say. Which is a totally apt response, in my opinion. I mean, you don't just shoot arrows at people. It's not nice. Okay, now we get into the business of maneuvering. We'll go that way. Oh, shit. There we go. And you guys go this way. And I'll just put you guys on aggressive, because why not? It's not like I'm gonna need you. Famous last words, I know, but pretty confident ones considering we have an army of blood dragons. Oh, there's a little bit of tracer fire. Which means we're going to have to deal with all of that nonsense. pretty sure all of the riflemen are around here. So we're gonna have to just deal with that now. Hoping to just completely overwhelm them. That would be the preferred outcome here. I don't think it's gonna happen though. Ah, Knights of the Blazing Sun. That is who is silver and relatively unmodeled. I don't know why that is. I can't say for certain one way or the other why that's happening, but of course this is beta, so shit like that's gonna happen all the time. Men-at-Arms. Well, we're just gonna carry through. What a horrible existence, having to fight that many blood dragons. We also have an ally army on the way, but I really have to wonder if it'll be there in time. So in the meantime, we'll try and get these crossbows and skirmishers out of the way. I like to think that Estalia is where the remainder of the Bretonnians fled after I took everything that they had. Like, that's the only reason why there are Bretonnian units here. Otherwise, there would just be Estalian units. And the Bretonnian roster does have a few Empire units, so I have to justify those Empire crossbowmen somehow. Like I said, it's all about the narrative. We've taken the field, overwhelmingly. Those halberdiers aren't facing them, so this charge should be fairly effective. Alright, now we'll immediately pull back. Excellent. And naturally, we're going to want to kill as many of them as we can right here, which probably just means this last unit. And there goes them. Alright, we'll call it right there. 82 units. That is far too many. I expected better from my blood dragons. But that's fine. We took a city for that. I'll never be able to scoff at numbers like that. And Zaragoza is undefended. We'll let you take it. Sack it, and that's it. Meanwhile, you're going there. You're going here. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Maybe we can get on the defensive here. That's kind of surprising, to be honest. That's a shitload of dudes. In Magrita. Empire troops. Estalian troops. Just a mix of Empire and Estalian troops. That's pretty terrible, to be honest. I'm gonna leave those blood dragons there. Try and get a few reinforcements. Hopefully they can get there in time. Meanwhile, one turn for all this nonsense. Let's scout out Abaddon's failed crusade. Still got a corn province there. God, I'm going to pour into this province and it's going to be terrible. Oh, really? You want money for a ceasefire? That is a poor deal. And that is the end of Auckland. And they're going to try, but I'm going to auto-resolve and slaughter them. Ooh, Minotaurs.
I shall slake my thirst. My thirst will soon be quenched.
aggressively disloyal. That's pretty much the only thing I look at for how are there still rebel settlements? That's crazy. It's turn 100. And change. Meanwhile, the orcs are just... They have a free road all the way to Kislev. There's nothing I can do about it. They're just going to keep marching there until nothing is left. I need 3 units. You, and you. Here we have the faction leader, the prince, and some random dude. Lucas Hyamel? Hyamel? However you say that. Alright, we have you here. Take these state troops. Station them at Verlangen. I'm gonna keep you in Hergig just in case the orcs decide to be assholes. It's almost time for the invasion of Nordland. Almost time. It's probably going to be next turn. Oh, I was about to say, holy shit, they rebelled. I was so worried for a second. If you could see my face. God. Can you imagine having to deal with an army of rebel blood dragons? I can't. Frankly, I don't want to. Okay. Alright, these 3 are going to assault those. And it's going to be a huge freaking battle that we are going to win because we have a stack of blood dragons, and that's the reason why we have a stack of blood dragons, is to win things. I really need to get an eye. An eye on this here forest. Wow. Wow. Do the Wood Elves control anything? Absolutely anything. Oh shit, I haven't been retraining. All of these turns for naught. What have I done? Faction destroyed the Grand Barony of Hockland. You damn right. 165,000 profits. That is ridiculous. Right now my rating is #1 for production and financial, but not military because the orcs and goblins have that. You know what? Just for kicks, I've never looked at this graph, not once, for 116, 117 turns. Let's look at what it says. All factions. Greenskins are doing better. just better. God damn it. Alright, living factions. Here is a list of living factions. Nurgle is no longer alive. I believe Nurgle. No, Nurgle's still alive. The Empire is dead. The Wood Elves are still alive, it seems. Just completely on the back foot. Tomb Kings are alive. Skaven are dead. Huh. Weissenland. The ogres are dead. Their invasion failed. Alright, so right at this point, Nordland is the last Empire County. The High Elves still exist. The Dark Elves still exist. I think these are the lizard men, maybe? I don't see their symbol anywhere else. Kislev, the dwarves, high elves, wood elves, Nordland, Tomb Kings, lizard men, all chaos. Interesting. Actually, let's just go through some of these. Military ranking. Far out. Oh my god. That's insane. Alright, production ranking. Alright, I'm beating them. Yeah, that's right. I'm beating them production and financial territory. I'm quickly climbing the ladder. I'm going to overtake them eventually. I am beating the ever-living shit out of them in financial rating. That is a straight line up. That's fantastic. Population, and just they still have the overall on me. Yeah. It is going to be tough to overtake them. I'm going to need to take them. I'm going to need to take Nordland and Norsca, probably, I think. In order to actually overtake them. Dominate, hold 180 regions. That's crazy. I hold 100, or no, 47. I just hold 47. So again, victory conditions are one of the things that are being sussed out. In the next version, there's going to be a lot of dramatic changes to factions and that kind of thing. Like, they should just feel like, they should feel more like the factions they're meant to represent, from what I understand. You can go, like I said, you can go look at the posts on the Total War Center forum. Plenty more information there than I will ever be privy to. We're gonna move 2 of these guys over here to take that city. And then everybody else is just going to move towards... Ooh, hello. keep these four together, just as a big block of men that we're going to move around. They're probably going to take Eringrad, is the plan there. That is the plan, but that is the plan that we will fulfill in the next episode. Today we made great strides into Astalia. We have a big fight coming for the city of Magrita against a combination Astalian and Empire army. 2 full stacks, 2.5 stacks. Here, 5 more turns before that falls. I don't expect there'll be too much of a problem. And then we invaded Nordland, the last of the Empire, the last of the Sigmarites. So far, the Empire has been cleaved basically in 2 by both my and the greenskin invasion. Next, it will probably be a matter of what Kislev decides to do. It's kind of strange, really. Kislev has held off chaos, but the Empire has failed to hold off the greenskins and the vampire counts. So now Kislev is alone, and after we destroy Nordland, it'll be surrounded on all sides by enemies. After Nordland, it's just a natural progression. We're going to take Norsca. We're going to take Norsca and divide up the armies here that are actually invading Norsca. Send half of them north, send half of them back to Bretonnia, and then across the sea into Ulthuan. And then we're finally going to invade there. See what it's like. Maybe even send some to Lustria. Who knows? Maybe even the northern tip of Araby. I really don't know yet. But that is a decision for another time. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It'll help me out a lot. Share this with anybody who you think would be interested. Just get the word out, guys. This mod is going to be really awesome, and I would love to see it succeed. I have a lot of other content, a whole bunch of custom battles, a whole bunch of campaign battles from other factions. If you want to see your own custom battle, just leave a request down in the comments. I'll get to it eventually. If there's custom battles that I've yet to make, please remind me, and I will do them immediately. Check out my other stuff. I got some Vermintide, I got some Battlefleet Gothic, I got some Arma 3, I got some Forest, I got some Final Fantasy 7, just a bunch of random shit. It's great. Yeah. Until then, I will see you in the next one.